My first volunteer experience was watching my mother when I was maybe 9 or 10, and she would volunteer. She had a big family, 21 children, yet she found time to volunteer. And I always said, what I'd like to do. And she looked so happy when she was volunteering.
I did a lot of volunteering growing up. I supported community. I volunteered at a vet clinic. I used to sort toys at Salvation Army at Christmas time. So I'm not sure which one was my first one, but it was really good. I really enjoyed just getting to know new people and kind of, at that time, being a grown-up.
I was really nervous because I didn't know how to talk in front of all these kids, and it's not anything I've ever done before. And over time I got super used to it, and then eventually I just had so much fun and I wanted to do even more stuff with them.
Our first experience with volunteering was walking the Red River Rex Parade selling tickets. And our motivation was who could sell the most tickets. And so, of course, that was awesome for us. And my sisters, we often won the right thing. So it was just a beginning of volunteering and having fun.
I'm 80 years old. I don't remember.
You don't?
What was my first volunteer experience like? I certainly was involved very much with Boy Scouts and doing various things there. So probably at age 12 or 14 or 16, I was doing some volunteering at that particular time. I haven't thought back that long. We're talking about 64 years ago.
Every day we cross paths with people who are quietly on their way to give their time and skills to help affect change in our communities and improve the lives of our fellow citizens. Volunteers are essential, if not critical, to the delivery of programs and services in Manitoba. Without them, many of our nonprofits, community groups, and charities would no longer be able to provide support to thousands of people here in our province.
My first volunteer experience was when I was actually 4 years old. Our community church burnt down and we were visiting my grandparents in Arizona, and me and my sister wanted to do something about it, so we set up a lemonade and cookie stand, and we actually made a couple $100 to go towards a new church.
I remember my first volunteer experience when I came to the local broadcaster and offered to produce a series of television programs for the Russian-speaking community of Manitoba. Later, I've been contacted by the ethnocultural communities of Manitoba, and they asked if they could produce their own television programs for local ethnic communities. This is how U Multicultural Channel born.
Well, once I got started and found out what it was all about, I just felt it was one of the nicest things and fun things that I've done in my life.
I think it was really energizing for me to be able to meet like-minded individuals and work towards a common goal. And I think that's true of any of the volunteer activities that I've been involved with, is we're all working towards the same ends, and everybody is there to give their best.
So many years later, I'm still involved. Things have evolved over the years in the types of projects I've been involved in, but I've always had pretty good positive experience because of the people that I'm with.
I remember a lot of leaning on other people, asking them questions or how I'm doing, and also other people asking me and just giving feedback to each other and how we can improve, or just being there for one another when we were nervous.
When I got home for that first night walking with Bear Clan, I was so in awe because of that opportunity to be there to help the people and just to be there at that certain time when something was going on or someone needed to eat.
When I was 4, I was diagnosed with a type of cancer, and I felt that the hospital helped me so much that I wanted to help them back.
Every year, the annual Volunteer Awards celebrate the dedication and commitment of volunteers across Manitoba.
This year's recipients are incredible examples of how volunteers impact their communities. And now more than ever, we need to ensure that Manitoba's volunteers are supported and celebrated as they get back to the important work they do for all of us. Welcome to the 37th Annual Virtual Volunteer Awards. Together, let's celebrate.
Hello, I would like to give a very warm welcome to all in attending this wonderful event in honoring our many dedicated volunteers. I would like to acknowledge that we are gathered on Treaty 1 territory the traditional territory, the Anishinaabe, the Cree, the Oji-Cree, Dakota, and Dene people, and that we are on the homeland of the Métis Nation. My name is Linda Campbell, and I am a mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother. I work at the Native Clan Organization as a reintegration officer and Section 84 coordinator in continuing to assist residents in helping them lead a healthy, productive lifestyle. I am also pleased to share that I am the co-chair of the Bear Clan, where I work alongside very dedicated volunteers who are passionate in helping our communities. I would like to thank Volunteer Manitoba for my presence here and being able to offer this wonderful event with blessings and a prayer. We will pray. Creator, thank you for each and every person here today, and we are asking you for your blessings for this event. Creator, we ask that you continue to show guidance to all those involved in their dedication in helping each other for the betterment of our communities. Creator, we pray that we continue to be guided by the 7 Grandfather Teachings, which is a set of teachings on human conduct towards others, to which our wonderful volunteers have kept close to their hearts when giving their time and kindness. Creator, we pray that we will continue to hold the 7 Grandfather Teachings close to our daily living, and they are respect, courage, humility, wisdom, honesty, truth, and love. Miigwech, thank you, and stay safe, everyone.
Thank you, Linda, for the blessings and prayer. Hi, I'm Marilee Caruso from CTV News Winnipeg.
And I'm Nicole Dubé from CTV Morning Live.
Although we're not able to meet in person to honor the recipients of this year's Volunteer Awards, we've created a very special show that highlights the incredible work being done by these groups and individuals. We invite everyone to please help us celebrate them all by liking and sharing throughout the show with the hashtag VMAwards2020.
Volunteer Manitoba and Manitoba Liquor and Lotteries are thrilled to once again host the annual Volunteer Awards, and they're very excited to be able to present tonight's event to you in this format. This is a unique opportunity to showcase and celebrate volunteerism and recognize the hard work and commitment of Manitoba's volunteers at this special event. We're also excited to be able to share the celebration with all of you watching from home.
We would now like to welcome Her Honor, the Honorable Janice Filmon, Lieutenant Governor of Manitoba, who would like to share a special message with all of tonight's recipients.
Tonight, we gather in celebration of some outstanding Manitobans from the safety of our own homes. How I wish I could be sitting there with you, looking in your eyes, telling you how I feel about you. It is my pleasure to join you virtually from the traditional land of the Anishinaabe and Métis people in a province enriched by a large and vibrant Indigenous community. This year, we have all been reminded about just what it means to live as part of a community. We have learned to adjust our daily lives in order to protect and care for ourselves and those around us. We have felt immense gratitude for the contributions of other people to whom we are connected in ways we never could have imagined. We have seen that kindness goes well beyond a smile or have a nice day. The 37th Annual Volunteer Manitoba Awards are a celebration of outstanding Manitobans who practice the service ethic in the most direct and practical way. They volunteer. Volunteers are the gold of this earth. You know that. You give us your time and energy, the very thing life is made of, and you don't get it back. Thank you is often all you get. So we say it here sincerely for all we know you have done and all you have done that no one knows about. I have spent a great deal of my life in various roles within the voluntary sector and continue to be inspired by everyday people who choose to shine a light in someone else's life. Volunteering reflects our values, what we care about, our vision for our community, our sense of responsibility toward our planet, and all those we share it with. I am exhilarated by the enthusiasm and compassion of volunteers. I am captivated by their ideas, their insights, their experiences. The volunteers being honored this year have been selflessly giving of themselves in communities throughout our province for many years and decades. Their leadership has improved the health, happiness, prosperity, and quality of life of our province, nation, and world. They have rolled up their sleeves and done any number of essential tasks. They've motivated and mentored countless of others to follow in their footsteps. Volunteerism is absolutely crucial to the success of many organizations, and quite simply, they would cease to exist without the commitment of their volunteers. We have a deep and strong volunteer culture in Manitoba. Tonight's recipients make us all proud. Congratulations to you all. May your heart be filled by the gratitude of your fellow Manitobans. Thank you. Merci. Miigwech.
Thank you, Your Honor, for your lovely words. And now, without further ado, here are the first awards of the evening, the Lieutenant Governor's Make a Difference Community Awards.
Maggie Yaboa is being recognized for her dedication and commitment to the Association of African Communities in Manitoba, the Ghanaian Union of Manitoba, the African Pavilion of Folklorama, Huron Childcare, the African Cultural Heritage Center, the Improving Access Project, and Crestview Park Free Methodist Church. She is never afraid to stand up for the less fortunate, and it shows through her volunteer work with these communities and cultural organizations.
The change is coming together. Our networking system is not that great. So having all Africans together, unity, that has been our COMIS motto, bringing Africans together and working together.
Doug Mackey is being recognized for his volunteer work with Men's Sheds, the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra, Scouts Manitoba, McDonald Youth Services, the Manitoba Recreational Trail Association, and many others. This award most especially recognizes Doug's work with Men's Sheds. He founded the first Canadian men's shed in 2011, and since then it has expanded across the country. The organization supports older men's mental well-being by creating spaces for men to socialize and work together.
Because of my most recent activities with the Men's Sheds, Canadian Men's Sheds Association, what I would like to see is older men now being recognized in some of their needs and the benefits that accrue because you're satisfying some of their needs. And how do you improve older men's emotional well-being, i.e. mental health, and how do you do that?
Tina Jones was nominated by the Health Sciences Center Foundation for her tireless efforts on behalf of the foundation and many other organizations, including St. Amant Center, Fort White Alive, Jocelyn House Hospice, the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra, the Winnipeg Art Gallery, Cancer Care Manitoba, and Habitat for Humanity Women Build program. She has a deep-rooted love of community, which has propelled her to better the lives of Manitobans. Tina Jones gives generously to the Manitoba community through her time, money, leadership, and inspiration. Kyle LeBlanc has donated countless hours to Winnipeg Harvest and many other organizations, including Prairie Theatre Exchange, Winnipeg Police Service Marathon, Kids Fest, the Santa Claus Parade, Folklorama, Dream Factory, Freeze Frame Festival, Assiniboine Zoo, and many more. For the past 20 years, the main motivator for Kyle volunteering has been to make things better for everyone while sharing my strengths of caring, passion, and education with my community. And that's just what he's done.
Thank you so much, Kyle, for all your work. Thank you.
It just makes me happy inside that I'm trying to do as much as I can do, and just when I go home at night, if I'm able to just do one little thing, it just makes me feel proud of myself, and that's basically why I volunteer.
Shirley Kalaniak is being recognized for her volunteer work in the Rossburn community. She's given her time to the Russell Onanol Peace Run, the Association of Manitoba Municipalities, Manitoba Communities in Bloom, Parkland Employment Resource Center, Lifelong Education for Adults Reading and Numeracy, Age-Friendly Committee, Affordable Senior Housing Committee, and the Rossburn Senior Resource Council.
Thank you very much. Red Nose and all, it's indeed an honor and
it humbled me greatly. I love volunteering and I love my community, and I've always strived to make it better for everybody that comes into our community or lives here permanently. And I accept this with great pride and happiness in my heart, because like I say, I love volunteering, and it just makes me feel good.
Doris Horvoka is being recognized for her volunteer work in the community of Sprague, including the Sprague Community Center, the Sprague and District Historical Museum, and the East Borderland Community Housing Committee. At the age of 80, she has made volunteering a lifelong commitment, actively contributing to make her community a better place. Doris is also the recipient of the 2020 Lieutenant Governor's Vice Regal Volunteer Award.
I would like to thank Julie Baines and Bruno Winter for nominating me for this award. And I would like to thank the Lieutenant Governor for the Regal Award. It's been an honor. And I would also like to thank all the volunteers in the RM of Piney, because there are many, and they all work very hard. And we could use more volunteers. But thank you for all your hard work. You all deserve an award. And I would like, last but not least, thank my husband, because he's always helping me. No matter what I try and do, he's the one that's there to help me. So thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor, for your inspiring words, and congratulations to the winners of this year's Lieutenant Governor Awards. Bonjour à tous. Hello, everyone. I'm Rob Albo, President of the Board here at Volunteer Manitoba, and I'd like to welcome you to this year's virtual Volunteer Manitoba Awards ceremony. Plus ça change, plus c'est la même chose. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Despite the incredible challenges and changes that we've encountered in 2020, there remains a constant throughout, and that's the need for volunteers and the organizations that they serve. In typical fashion, Manitobans have stepped up. Even with all of the restrictions and obstacles, you have found a way to continue to serve. You've adapted and persevered, all because of your commitment to a cause, to your community, and to our society. Volunteers are the builders and drivers of our Manitoba. They strengthen and grow the organizations they work with and the communities in which they live. And that's what makes us resilient. And at no time in our history is the need for that continued commitment to social mobilization ever been greater. On behalf of the staff and board at Volunteer Manitoba, congratulations and thank you to all of tonight's award recipients and to all of the nominees this year. Also, a big thank you to our award sponsors who continue to believe in the value and importance of recognizing volunteer efforts in our province. So enjoy tonight's celebration of volunteers and the positive impacts that they have on our Manitoba. And to start things off, here are some of those community change makers at work at the North End Women's Centre.
The North End Women's Centre has been around for 35 years. It's one of the oldest women's centres in Manitoba and in the city.
Women at risk and women who live in the community and women that need supports of all different kinds come here for a whole range of services. And it's really women on their path of change, however they want to move forward in their lives.
I'm Christy Bone and I'm the Community Economic Development Manager at the North End Women's Centre. What's different about the North End Women's Centre is we provide opportunities for community to build capacity in themselves. We try and look at how we can help volunteers and help community to, improve their resume or just provide an opportunity. Volunteers are definitely a big part of the organization. People looking for an opportunity to make a great impact, and this is really the place to do that.
My name is Lorraine Thomas, and I'm a volunteer with the North End Women's Centre. I help out with fund development, so trying to raise money for different things and have events. I do it really mostly for fun and because it's a great thing to do. It's not a one-way street. If you receive support from people, it's a wonderful thing to be able to give back support when you're in a position to do it.
We have had on many occasions women come into programming, and then over the course of time and with commitment to the program and the services, they're able to get to a place where things are looking good for them and they're stable and they want to give back. We've even gone as far in the last few years as being able to hire women into the programs as employment from the volunteering. So it's a really sort of the ideal situation.
My name is Gail McClure and I volunteer at the Upshop. I do a lot of making layouts that are packages that are put together for young girls who've just had babies. You do anything and everything at the Upshop. I was a client and they really helped me out, and I love the feeling around here. It's great. Everybody's nice to everybody. And I really wanted to give back some of what I was getting. You get a sense of pride. I mean, I'm proud of what I do. I come, I help, willing to do for anybody whatever they need me to do. There was a young lady, and I was on a break outside. She just stopped to have a chat and was telling me the stuff that was going on, and it was just in no way a situation where she thought I was going to do anything for her. And we were having a bag sale. And I thought, you know what? She asked me for nothing. She's been as kind as can be. I brought her in and I bought her a bag sale. It's nothing. It was $5. But to her, it probably meant the world. It inspires me actually to look maybe deeper at people, closer at people. We're in a society that we tend to first glance and we make our decision, and it's just not, that's not who they are.
I love working with people who love to help people, and volunteering is just that. The North End Women's Centre really appreciates all the work that they do and the commitment that they make.
Do it. It's completely rewarding and it's fun. I have so much fun here, it's crazy. It's just a wonderful thing to do.
Volunteering is a terrific thing that every person can do in all kinds of different ways. Will pay back for the rest of your life.
We would now like to introduce Manny Atwal, President and Chief Executive Officer with Manitoba Liquor and Lotteries, to share a few words, followed by the presentation of the Manitoba Liquor and Lotteries Family Award.
It is my pleasure to speak to you today on behalf of Manitoba Liquor and Lotteries as a presenting sponsor of the 2020 Volunteer Awards and as a title sponsor of the Manitoba Liquor and Lotteries Family Volunteer Award. In good times and bad, we count on volunteers to strengthen our communities and provide the much-needed support to launch successful festivals and events, and to give our less fortunate and fellow Manitobans a hand up in times of crisis. While this year has provided unique challenges to the volunteer landscape by restricting our ability to interact with each other, the volunteer spirit of Manitoba remains undaunted and is always ready to rise to the occasion. Manitoba Liquor and Lotteries has a long history of supporting volunteerism. We are proud to contribute to the fabric of this province through the support of festivals, events, and charitable organizations, and when possible, we work to facilitate volunteer opportunities for our employees and their family members to lend a hand. While everyone's volunteer effort deserves to be recognized and applauded, each year we recognize the volunteer achievement of one exceptional family through our Manitoba Liquor and Lotteries Family Volunteer Award. This year, that award is going to June Bouboir and her family, who are being recognized for their volunteer work with the Bear Clan Patrol in Winnipeg's North End. The Bouboir family have donated countless hours to help the Bear Clan Patrol feed those who need a meal and help protect the community's most vulnerable, including young women and children. June is the head of the Bouboir family and a single mother of 8 children: Sierra, Jennifer, Kiara, Larissa, Ava, Kayana, Osiris, and Isabella. June and her children volunteered by preparing and distributing food to community members who stopped by the Bear Clan Den for something to eat. June also participated in street patrol walks to help provide security in the city's North End, while some of the children joined in Bear Clan Youth Patrol, which fosters community involvement. June and her family demonstrated strength and resilience to improve the lives of others by making the time to volunteer and give back to their community. All while life carried on, with the children busy in school and June taking the initiative to follow up on her own studies through Red River College. In closing, I am honored to congratulate June and her family for their volunteer work with the Bear Clan Patrol and for being chosen as this year's recipient of the Manitoba Liquor and Lotteries Family Volunteer Award. Congratulations and well done.
Everybody was there for each other. There was no judgments on anybody's past. We're all there to do the same things from all of our own life experiences. And that was amazing.
What motivates me to volunteer is the feeling I get of satisfaction and inner peace in helping other people.
When we immigrated to Winnipeg from Israel almost 5 years ago, many people helped us. So for me, giving back and helping other people or other nonprofits, that's what motivates me.
I guess seeing community need and really wanting to make sure that people have what they need to live their best life.
To do something that makes a difference, whether it's helping people or helping do something in the community. And then there's a need, and that's what really motivates me to volunteer, and I really enjoy it.
So what motivates me to volunteer are the kids in the community. It's nice to be that person to do stuff with them.
I hope I can inspire others to help volunteer as well.
What motivates me to volunteer is probably just seeing how happy can make other people and seeing what they can get out of it instead of what I can get out of it.
I feel I have some experience to offer, and I enjoy getting out and being part of the community and working with other like-minded individuals in a setting that is very meaningful to me.
Back home, when my family members started missing, and then our own life experiences as what brought us to Winnipeg is the reasons why we all wanted to start helping people who are in situations like us.
What motivates me to volunteer is the love of people. I enjoy being around people and helping them.
There's something in me where I want to do as much good as possible for people, and I want to create initiatives and help people and bring youth involvement into the community.
I like helping people. I think the work that Winnipeg Harvest does is very, very good. I consider my work as a truck driver and warehouse worker as very, very important. Equally important to the work I do preparing taxes for mostly clients of Winnipeg Harvest.
When I'm volunteering, I feel like I'm myself the most. So growing up, I always took every opportunity I could to volunteer.
Specifically, what motivates us to volunteer, myself and Rachel, is seeing the athletes at the Marathon of Sport and how they light up during the event, but also knowing that the funds that we raise are directly impacting their lives and making sure that they can lead healthy, happy lives.
Volunteering with Motion Ball, it's a community of people, and just being able to interact with athletes and bring participants from all across Manitoba to get a chance to participate with the athletes. It's just an amazing experience to be a part of.
Well, what has motivated me to volunteer for Children's Hospital Book Market is A, I had retired, and B, I have loved books all my life, and Sick Children the hospital has a special place in my heart.
I retired about 16 years ago, and I was looking for something to do, and I'd heard the name, and I came down, had an interview, and I've been going. I keep getting more and more involved ever since.
I'd like to help others, and basically the energy I see from other people makes me work harder and basically volunteer different places.
Just to improve the quality of life of my community. I have my community at heart because it's given me so much. And my family and my children and grandchildren live here or close by, and so I do it for family and friends and quality of life for where I live.
We as a Shameless Circle can make a difference in our community, help provide a safe space for women, and knowing that that every Sunday when women attend our programming, knowing that we've made a difference in their lives, knowing that they'll come back, actually keeps me going and keeps me coming back for more programs, yes.
Deep in my heart, I feel so good when I offer my help in any fashion. It doesn't matter what it's about. And volunteerism is something that I've really treasured, and I also feel it's so important for us to volunteer and help others with some things that they can't do for themselves anymore. I've done my fair share, and I shall continue to do as long as I can.
So what motivates me to volunteer is we've had youth in the organization, and watching them come in as 5-year-olds, shy, quiet, not being able to leave mom and dad's hand. And then by the end of that year, they're independent and they're showing leadership skills and they're participating in the program without a thought in the world, and they're saying goodbye to mom before mom even comes in. And then to be able to see them again in 10 years as scouts and have that much more leadership, and yeah, that's the motivation.
It does two things. It meets a need, but it also fulfills a personal need that all of us have, and that need to feel that we are worthy and we can do something. And as volunteers, I've just seen marvelous things happen.
We would now like to welcome Premier Brian Pallister to bring greetings on behalf of the province of Manitoba, followed by the presentation of the Premier's Volunteer Service Awards.
Hi, everyone. The Premier's Volunteer Service Award recognizes the dedication and the commitment demonstrated by outstanding volunteers in Manitoba and the valuable services they provide in our province. Each of the Manitobans being honored this year are making a tremendous difference in the lives of their fellow Manitobans. They've given their time, they've given their energy and their commitment to help. And they are setting a wonderful example for all of us to follow. They reflect the best of our Manitoba values and of our Manitoba traditions too. Values that drive us consistently here in Manitoba to lead our beautiful country in volunteerism and in the support of deserving charities as well. Traditions of caring for one another, of protecting the weak and those in need. These are the values and the traditions that have carried Manitoba forward throughout our glorious 150-year history. And these are the foundation of our response to the challenges posed to us now by the COVID pandemic. I join our fellow Manitobans in thanking each of you for your service and in saying congratulations on being awarded the Premier's Volunteer Service Award.
Anne Thorogood is being recognized for her dedication to the Windsor Park United Church, where she has been involved for over 40 years. She has also volunteered with several community groups, including the Square Dancing Association, the Royal Manitoba Theatre Centre, the High Steppers Seniors Club, and has been a member of United Church Women's Group for over 50 years.
When I was with High Steppers, I served helping them play games, eat their lunch, any number of things, any opportunity. If it needs to be done, I will try to do it.
Darlene Smith is being recognized for her dedication to the Brandon community. She has been involved in the development of the Westman Stroke Support Group, plus the Westman Aphasia Inc. She is also a volunteer with Fairview Prairie Mountain Health, Brandon Festival of the Arts, and at her local church.
Thank you very much. Oh, how very beautiful. The Manitoba Buffalo. I volunteer at about 12 different places in Brandon, approximately. Plus I play at the church, and if I'm asked to play somewhere else for funerals and that, at other churches, I've done that. They all know that if there's any time you want somebody to come and tinkle the ivories, give me a call.
Jo Bunka is being recognized for her work as a museum board member for over 40 years, a curator of 2 provincial award-winning museums, Med House and the former CN Training Station Museum, as well as for her role in the Winnipegosis Historical Society. She is also a leader in the local Roman Catholic Church, Royal Purple Society of Canada, New Horizons Senior Centre, and Minor Hockey Association.
Thank you very much. I think the value that I want to bring to the community is that knowledge that together they can do many things, wonderful things, and that together we can look at what may look like a problem that cannot be solved, and working together, we can solve it.
Janet Manick is being recognized for her work at the Canadian Museum for Human Rights. She is one of the founding volunteers and has since contributed over 1,000 hours of service, assisting in a number of different roles. She has also been involved with the Winnipeg Inner City Missions, Canadian Home Economics Foundation, the Winnipeg Regional Health Authority, and is a founding member of Days for Girls International Local Winnipeg Chapter.
Thank you very much. The change that I would like to see in my community is, I guess it's probably related to my experience with the Canadian Museum for Human Rights and the opportunity to engage everyone in a conversation about how we can make the world a better place, whether that world is the global world or our very local, tinier community, and what things can we do to show respect for people everywhere.
Muriel Bugera is being recognized for her work in the Saint Pierre Joly community. She has been a member of the Parc Carillon Committee, where she has been monumental in organizing the community to build a splash pad. She has a passion for development in her community and a drive to maintain the village's cultural distinction in southeast Manitoba.
All the communities around benefit from strong rural communities, so that's the biggest thing, is just that to make people proud of where they live, and also I think to promote the value of volunteerism to others, so that others who are new to the community might want to see that as a way of getting involved or getting to know people, and to see that volunteerism is not just a task or a job, it's something that's really enjoyable and rewarding.
Jacinda Houle, a 16-year-old student, is being recognized for her work teaching Indigenous dance and cultural appreciation in the Portage-La Prairie region. She is also a member of the First Nation Leadership Group at Portage Collegiate, a member of Sources of Strength, and has been a peer leader since middle school. Additionally, Jacinda promotes her Indigenous culture by volunteering to teach the staff in the Portage-La Prairie School Division how to bead and create jewelry.
Feels super rewarding, and at the end I feel like I've inspired so many kids, and it feels nice to be that person.
Katie Grace Brown is being recognized for her work fundraising over $15,000 for Blancos kids in the Dominican Republic and her continuous work in her hometown of Minnedosa. She has been involved in her community since the age of 4, when she set up a lemonade stand to raise money for a variety of causes. She is also a member of her school's Student Council Executive, Social Justice Group, Let's Stop It Now Group, and the Citizens Helping All Nations Grow Equally Group.
I don't volunteer to get the awards that I've gotten, or I don't expect recognition whenever I'm volunteering. It's always about the feeling that I get back from it and helping people.
Sydney Tuck is being recognized for her outstanding leadership at school, where she was the leader of Students Working Against Tobacco and Stand Together and Grow, a mental health group that promotes positive mental and physical well-being. She also continually helped organize many school events and charity fundraisers, and is a committed volunteer for the Christmas Cheer Board, Special Olympics, and her local church.
I think confidence is the biggest value that I would like to give to everybody, and just showing people that it doesn't matter exactly what kind of volunteering you do or helping out, but anything always helps, and you can make a difference with whatever you really do.
Abigail Stewart is being recognized for her amazing work with the Children's Hospital Foundation. At At the age of 7, she volunteered her time sharing her children's hospital story during their annual radiothons. Since then, she has volunteered at the annual Teddy Bears Picnic, participated in the Relay for Life, has made many speeches across Canada explaining her story with the Children's Hospital Foundation, and organized a huge bake sale to fundraise over $22,000 for the oncology unit.
I'm really hoping a kid, like other people, can start volunteering as well. I really want to get other people going because I feel that if other people are doing it, we might actually make a big change.
The volunteers of the Royal Canadian Legion Branch number 57 are being recognized for their integral role in providing services to veterans, seniors, and community members in the town of Aschern. Additionally, the branch is dedicated to raising funds for the community, with over $64,000 in donations being made to various groups benefiting a variety of demographics.
I started with volunteering with the Legion when I was 19.
It was 25 years in April when I took over the bingo.
I think I started volunteering back in '64 for the arena.
I've been president of the Aschern branch of the Royal Canadian Legion since 1978.
You don't want to give it up.
If somebody
you give
has
up
to
the
do
Legion, then there wouldn't be a Legion Hall. If
well,
we gave up bingo,
after
it
a
wouldn't
while,
be.
everybody's your friend too. You know, you do it as long as you can. You can't do it, you can't do it.
And then you do it a little longer.
Yeah.
So we're long timers.
Lifers.
Lifers, yeah, life sentence.
The volunteers of the Children's Hospital Book Market are being recognized for their extraordinary work coordinating the annual book market. Volunteers, some who have volunteered 30 and 40 plus years, sort, price, and pack over 100,000 books per sale. All funds raised have assisted the Children's Hospital Foundation of Manitoba, as well as the Manitoba Burn Fund for Children.
The signpost of maturity is recognizing that giving doesn't mean giving up. Giving means getting. And I, along with I think every other volunteer in this organization, get a lot of joy in mucking around with the books and talking to people we wouldn't normally have met.
Oftentimes, people when they retire, they start to volunteer, and they find a whole different world out there of people and things to do and things they can offer their community. So that's, I think, the biggest part of it.
The volunteers of Meals on Wheels Winnipeg are being recognized for their amazing work delivering meals directly to the homes of seniors, individuals with disabilities, and vulnerable residents of Winnipeg. Each year, over 300 volunteers deliver over 175,000 meals to over 500 Winnipeg residents.
I just want to see that everybody gets what they need, the help that they need, and whatever way I can accomplish that, then I figure I'm doing my job.
A big congratulations to all of the Premier's Volunteer Service Award winners. CTV Winnipeg, in partnership with Volunteer Manitoba, selects 3 volunteer programs to highlight every year at the annual Volunteer Awards. These videos feature community changemakers, volunteers who saw a need, took initiative, and found a way to fill that need.
By volunteering their time, these changemakers not only help their community, they also help themselves. They and so many others like them define for us what it means to be a volunteer. Here is the second of 3 videos you'll see this evening featuring the Brandon MCC Thrift Shop.
I was a newcomer to Brandon. I had just retired and was looking to volunteer with an organization. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted, but I felt that someone guided me to the store. So I filled out my application, brought it into the store, and the manager said, "We will call you." Well, I waited for that phone call. When a phone call came, I was so excited. She said, when can you start? And that's been 5 years ago.
MCC Thrift Shop is a fundraiser for MCC, which is Mennonite Central Committee. So we try and give all of our proceeds that we can to the MCC network in order for them to be able to achieve their goals of peace and development and disaster relief around the world. But we also help people locally. So we give clothes to people in need for free. If there's a person in need or they've had a fire at their home, recently there was somebody with a fire, we give free clothing, we give free furniture, we give free household items. They're getting what they need, and yeah, it's just great. For the first 30 years of this store, 30 plus years, it was only volunteers. I was the very first employee hired in 2010. I have volunteers who are the original Mennonite volunteers who started up the program here. We have volunteers who want to build career skills. We have students coming to earn credits for high school. I have volunteers who are all kinds of physical capabilities and mental capabilities. We had a young girl come in here and she didn't have a great life and again, low self-esteem. But our senior volunteers who've been here forever from the Mennonite Church just sort of mothered her like a grandma. And just watch her blossom, and then I watched her get a job, and she's been able to hold it down and become steady at that. And that was a team of volunteers mentoring her.
The biggest thing I've noticed in myself as well as other volunteers is the confidence that people bring to the store. I've just become that people person. I love to help people. I want to do more. If I could, I would encourage, I have encouraged others to come and volunteer at the store.
Pat, when she first came in, she thought, well, I love to do displays, so that's what I got her doing. And then I said, hey, Pat, I think you might be great at, and then I developed a new skill with Pat. It's just finding something new, finding a person who's willing, and I think if you approach it in a positive manner, how can you tap into their strengths and help them grow and then use that?
It's the community, the connection to community. It's the friends that I've made. We're like one little family, and I love it. I love where I work. I love the people that I work with.
I am just constantly amazed at the people who donate to this store, how dedicated they are. We had a fire once, which we had to get rid of everything in the store, and in 2 weeks we were full again. MCC has an excellent mission statement where they want to reach out and help God's people for peace and for education. This is something that people can get motivated to help.
It is an honor to be able to do this, and I just want to thank Shelley for having the faith in me.
And now we're so pleased to announce the next award, the CTV Champion of Mental Health Volunteer Award. Angela Taylor is being recognized for her volunteer work as Inspire Community Outreach's CEO and founder. She created Inspire to fill the gaps in services for families with children who have complex neurological differences. She is a talented therapist, speaker, mental health advocate, administrator, and visionary. As Inspire Community Outreach's CEO and founder, Angela Taylor ran the organization as an unpaid volunteer herself.
I would say I have a high motivation to support community, and it comes from just seeing the work that I'm doing have a positive benefit and hearing the stories of people that are now thriving and doing really well. That's been really beautiful to see.
Congratulations, Angela! Our next award is the Association for Manitoba Municipalities Community Leadership Award.
Jeannot Robert is a pillar in the community of St. Agathe, and for over 50 years has donated his time and expertise to a variety of organizations, including the St. Agathe Minor Hockey Board, the St. Agathe Parish Finance Committee, the Red River School Division, and St. Agathe Community Development Incorporated. He's contributed to many projects that have shown future generations the potential of volunteerism, hard work, and building relationships in a community. Congratulations, Jeannot. Next up is the IG Wealth Management Financial Confidence Champion Award.
Stephen Pometer is being recognized for his dedication to Winnipeg Harvest, where he's donated over 3,800 hours. He has volunteered his time to help out in the warehouse, doing taxes for the clients of Winnipeg Harvest and those who access the Community Volunteer Income Tax Program, and for teaching law students from the University of Manitoba the practicalities of filing income tax returns.
On behalf of IG Wealth Management, we are thrilled to present Stephen with the IG Wealth Management Financial Confidence Champion Award. Congratulations, Stephen.
Thank you. It's very rewarding harvest. The volunteers there are wonderful. There's groups of volunteers that come all the time. They come more often than I do. Even I go there 2 or 3 times a week. So it's really a wonderful community.
Congratulations, Stephen. Well, managers of volunteers are the bridge between people who want to see a change in the world and the not-for-profit and charitable organizations with the mandates to make it happen. They leverage the skills and the passion that a volunteer has for a cause with an organization that can help them make a difference in their chosen arena. Here to share their perspective are some of Manitoba's volunteer managers.
Generosity. I think that the amount of times that people have just gone above and beyond, wanting to help out and be involved.
I'd also say compassionate. People are coming forward because they're compelled, they're compassionate about a sector, a topic, a cause, and you really see that come forward. So generosity and compassionate, for sure.
Dedicated. Doesn't matter what the weather, what the conditions, the middle of a pandemic, we have our volunteers out.
No, we wouldn't be able to. I'd want to, but no, we wouldn't be able to afford it. Our volunteers pre-COVID, pre-pandemic, make up about, I think it's just over 40, I think it's 42 point something %, like the equivalent of, paid staff. So that's a huge number when it comes to just the community that's involved that make up our volunteers.
Our volunteers have a huge impact on the organization. Even pre-COVID, we would not be able to run any of our programs without our volunteers. And now during COVID, with the minimal programming that we have and all of our virtual programs, we are putting our volunteers in very different roles and just asking so much from them. So their impact impacts our organization, it impacts our newcomer community, and they have that definitely a lasting impact on our participants.
Well, on behalf of Assiniboine Park Zoo, I'd like to thank all of our current volunteers and the ones who are still having to rest from home. We know you're there behind us, you're sending us messages, you're always with us, you're supporting the people who are out here. And the ones who are out here, you're the bravest, most resilient people. You're the front line. And you've been an amazing front line bunch through this whole summer. And we just think next summer is just going to be even bigger and better with you out here.
We also want to thank all the volunteers who've come forward during COVID-19 to help during this pandemic. Our healthcare system could not do it without those people that have come forward.
Thank you so much for being a part of our current community and for, just being here and willing to take that leap of faith during a pandemic. We're so appreciative of you.
To our ERCOM community, we just want to say thank you for your hard work and dedication, for those that are continuing to volunteer with us and to continue inquiring about volunteering and applying to volunteer with us. And hopefully we can see everyone again soon.
The number one reason people want to volunteer their time is to make a difference in their community. And the leader of Volunteers is a catalyst for that action. Volunteer Manitoba is thrilled to announce the establishment of the Barb Gamel Catalyst Award for Excellence in Volunteer Management.
I try to remember when I met Barb, and it was back probably in 1994 or 95, and I'm sure I'm aging myself. But yes, I met her at the Volunteer Introduction to Volunteer Management course at Volunteer Manitoba, and she was the guru of volunteer management. And when Volunteer Manitoba announced that this award was going to be named after her, I thought there was no better person than Barb Gamel.
Always with Barb, it was professionalism and a positive spirit, and yes, you can do it, and encouragement, and you can make this work. You're adaptable, you've got the tools, and that was how she always made me feel. And her messages were timeless. You know, they have always been the pillars of good volunteer management.
Thank you for everything you've done for us. And hopefully all of us who work in the field are working towards what you have brought to our field. So thank you again, Barb.
The recipient of the first Barb Gamel Catalyst Award for Excellence in Volunteer Management is Noreen Hees.
Noreen Hees is being recognized for her work leading over 300 volunteers and ensuring they are being continuously recognized by the leadership and board of the Manitoba Museum. She has spent the last 15 years elevating the volunteer workforce at the museum and ensuring that the role of volunteers is highly valued within the organization.
That our volunteers have on the museum is something that I don't even think we can measure. They are involved in everything that we do. Just about every department within the museum has at least 1 to sometimes 30 volunteers helping them with different programs. So their impact is immeasurable for us.
Congratulations, Noreen. Now we would like to welcome Mayor Brian Bowman, who will share greetings on behalf of the City of Winnipeg, followed by the presentation of the Mayor's Volunteer Service Awards.
Hi everyone, it's great to be joining you for Manitoba's 37th Annual Volunteer Awards. We may be coming together virtually this year, but nothing can steal the spotlight from your tremendous efforts at a time when our community needs them most. As we deal with social and economic impacts, as well as impacts to health and well-being as a result of the global pandemic, our community is pulling together and looking out for one another. And this sense of solidarity is no more evident than in our volunteer community, in the citizens who are stepping up and giving their own time and resources to improve the lives of their fellow Winnipeggers and building a stronger community. It inspires others to do the same. It inspires me, and it makes me so proud to call this city home. Winnipeggers have a reputation as generous, optimistic, hardworking people who are committed to working together to create a stronger community and a better world. In my time as mayor, I've met so many incredible people who've proven this to be true. Today, we recognize just a few of the people who are leading these extraordinary volunteer efforts. The work you're putting in, it doesn't go unnoticed. I want to congratulate the winners of the Mayor's Volunteer Service Award, and of course to all of the amazing volunteer award winners this year. Our volunteer community is having an incredible positive impact in our community. Thanks to you, Winnipeggers can weather any storm. Thank you so much for that. Merci and miigwech.
Deborah Dykstra was nominated by Inclusion Winnipeg for her volunteer work as the founder and coordinator of the Next Chapter Book Club. This program is a unique community-based book club that is open to everyone, including adolescents and adults with intellectual disabilities. Deborah's volunteerism has made a positive impact on the lives of more than 30 young people with intellectual disabilities.
Being able to provide a place where everyone feels safe and competent and able to join in and enjoy a good book together is the reason that I started doing these book clubs and the reason why I continue.
Candace and Will Huggard are being recognized for their volunteer work with the Crestview Scouts Group. As leaders in the organization, they play a vital role in developing well-rounded youth and preparing them for success in the world. By volunteering their time, Will and Candace have created an environment that inspires other parents to step in and get involved. Their mentorship has encouraged countless adults to continue their volunteering in the wider community.
Scouting is very much outside, and so if we can take these kids from back behind screens and give them experiences outdoors and let them experience something that they haven't ever experienced before is what we like to do.
Monica Manegra and Rachel Gordon are being recognized for their volunteer work with Motion Ball for Special Olympics. Motion Ball is a non-profit organization that empowers young Canadians to be leaders in their communities, raising funds and awareness for Special Olympics so that individuals with intellectual disabilities can lead happier, healthier lives. Since becoming event directors of Motion Ball, the pair has since raised more than $700,000 for the Special Olympics Canada Foundation.
Nationally, we've created a movement, and to be able to start a charity event like this and develop it to what we have in a very short time, it's something that I think Monica and I are very proud of, and we just want to keep seeing it grow, and the more engagement we can get and the more people we can get out to our event is really what drives us, or it drives me for sure, and you know, I think that's why we keep coming back every year.
Definitely.
Sarah Usman is being recognized for her volunteer work as the co-founder, president, and director of the Shameless Circle. The organization provides support to women and children who have been shamed and are isolated and encourages them to stand up for themselves. Sarah's mission and vision through this organization is to end stigma around shaming women who stand up for themselves and their children.
I personally like being a volunteer because, and I also always embrace the fact that our organization is a volunteer-run model. It's entirely based. Our workshop providers are volunteers that they dedicate their time. We're all volunteers, so I always say this, that for the fact that people volunteer their time, they're actually committed to the cause, mission, and vision of the Shameless Circle. So that actually makes a big difference.
Alison Campo is being recognized for her work producing films for churches, designing posters about world issues, serving food in the inner city, mentoring at Just TV Multimedia program, and teaching inner city youth about film and photography. She uses her skills as a filmmaker, photographer, and graphic designer to make the world a better place.
I never thought about that. I'm always thinking about giving back. I never think about like what do I get from that. But one of the things that is I'm really loving it here in Winnipeg is meeting a lot of new people, working together, growing something new, helping each other.
The kids, it feels really nice because they talk about it and they always tell me, and I always get adults coming to me, congratulating me and thanking me for the volunteer work, because the kids talk to the adults and tell them how much they like and enjoy it, and that makes me feel really good.
Knowing other volunteers and that togetherness that we feel about doing something big together.
I had been in a position when other people have helped me a lot. So for that reason, when I have somebody, that makes me very happy.
I've made some awesome friends doing this, and that is really rewarding.
You have a goal, and you want to do something. And when you've accomplished that goal, that's the reward.
Seeing the smiles on the faces of the clients when we deliver the meals, for one, and a lot of them that we're the only people they see every day.
Specifically in Motion Ball, the rewards of being a volunteer is we get to connect with not only the athletes of the Special Olympics program, but we also connect with members of our community that are like-minded.
just the practice of doing all these initiatives and all these programs and volunteering really helps me as a person, like craft my speech and craft my writing.
Self-improvement, where you're always learning new things, you're learning how to listen to people and come up with solutions.
Being a truck driver, I might not have mentioned, is quite physical, the work. You have to hop in and out of trucks and carry, up to 50 pounds of food and boxes and a whole bunch of things. And so it keeps me in shape.
We get some of the 6 and 7 year olds who are just starting to read. They'll grab a book and they'll climb underneath the tables, which is a little scary, but they climb underneath and they start reading. And they don't want to go anywhere. They just want to read.
The rewards of being a volunteer are just seeing how these kids develop and grow in the program, and it's been really rewarding just to see how they've grown in the program.
There are lots of benefits of being a volunteer. I strengthen the community and the social network when I volunteer. I make connections with the people I'm helping and cultivate friendship with other volunteers.
As I kept volunteering, there was more and more people that would come and help. And so just seeing that the community is growing or getting to understand different communities and what they can do and what they have done, I enjoy that.
It has essentially saved my life. Being a volunteer actually tells me that there are good causes in the world and we can actually make a difference by doing so.
I feel good knowing that I am out there making a difference.
If you're feeling a little grumpy, you're not grumpy when you leave.
It benefits you mentally, socially, and most importantly, you know that you've helped to make your community a better place.
For me, the stimulus of getting out there and meeting new people, and that's some of the things that gets me going, keeps me going.
Just the satisfaction of doing it. It's that simple, just the satisfaction. The inner warmth you get from it.
Up next is our third and final Changemakers video featuring the Rainbow Resource Center.
My name is Naomi Finkelstein, and I am one of the co-facilitators of PAFODI, which is Parents, Family, Friends of Transgender Individuals.
My name is Alba Lopez Gomez, and I'm one of the co-facilitators and co-founders of PAFODI.
I knew I did not want my child to become a statistic, and I didn't want any parent to have to deal with the downside of a child being transgender. The suicide rate at that time was 54%. It's gone down now to about 45%, and I just didn't want any parents to have to struggle with this or have the possibility of losing a child. To me, that was just horrendous. We knew that there were kids out there who were transgender because they were attending the youth groups, and I suggested to Elba that we start PAFODI, which is Parents, Family, Friends of Transgender Individuals. And slowly but surely the group started to grow one at a time.
We always came from a place of love. We were sure that we wanted to support our children, but to get to that place, we have to do a lot of work with ourselves too, challenging our biases, what we thought. Rainbow gave me Naomi, which was the human component. And then I knew that she was going through the same things I was going through.
My name is Mike Tuthill, and I'm the Executive Director at Rainbow Resource Center. Rainbow Resource Center has been around for 46 years, and some of the programs that we've been offering for a really long time include our library and our social support group, so people coming together to learn about themselves from one another. We also have a counseling program that's staffed by professional counselors. We have a youth program that happens twice a week. We have a summer camp that operates. We have newcomer programming, a two-spirit education and outreach worker, as well as older adult programming.
For me, volunteering and doing service work for the community is very rewarding. I think we both have grown a lot by volunteering, giving back to the center, because we have gotten so much from them, from the center, from the community. And like I said, we're a family, we're a community. A lot of people, they don't have like family here.
Rainbow Resource Center couldn't do what it does without the support of volunteers. We've relied on volunteers for all of our 46 years of existence. It was volunteers who started this place back at the University of Manitoba back then. All of our social support groups rely on volunteers, so really it's people coming together to share their lived experiences, and people who have those lived experiences that bring those groups together and create spaces where people can talk about their lives and support each other through their realities.
It's been very satisfying. It's seeing a parent understand what their child is going through and then help that parent to get to a point in their life where acceptance is just a given.
We see parents that have come the first meeting and then you see them later on and they have hope. They are happy, their children are happy. So just to be able to see that is a gift.
Next up is the RBC Bright Future Award.
Justin Langan was nominated by the Northwest Métis Council for his volunteer work with their organization and many other organizations. He has donated time to Swan River's Albert Chartrand Friendship Center, his own high school, Northwest Youth Advisory Committee, Manitoba Métis Federation Provincial Youth Advisory Committee, and the Manitoba Association of Friendship Centers Youth Engagement Committee.
Congratulations, Justin.
Thank you very much. Something so little can have a big impact on someone's life. Like, a lot of youth, when they first become involved with something, you know, they're not as they don't want to jump in like in their first experience, but once you get the ball rolling and once you get them involved, like there's a peak of interest for them and they become more and more involved and like something sparks within them and they grow as a person. So that's what I saw, how one little initiative can snowball into a positive experience, not a negative one, but one that's positive for the community, for the family, and for that person.
Congratulations, Justin. The next award is the Spark Outstanding Pro Bono Consultant Award. Alexandra Blinder was nominated by One Just City for her volunteer work providing financial advice to the organization, as well as various other nonprofits in Manitoba. Thanks to Alexandra, many organizations have been able to expand programs and allow for services to be accessed by those who need it most. The knowledge given by Alexandra has led to a greater capacity for One Just City to excel with grant writing, forecasting fundraising needs, sustaining life-saving programming, and so much more.
Alexandra, I'd like to present you with this award.
Thank you so much. So thank you. It was really a pleasure doing a second project with Spark and working with One Just City and with Tessa and the team. And I'm just happy to provide my experience and share my knowledge to be able to help other organizations. And I will be happy to work together in the future.
Sounds great.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Alexandra. Our next award is the William Norrie Arts and Culture Volunteer Award.
Taya Rucheva is being recognized for her volunteer work coordinating the Canadian Russian Language Television Network, RTV, based in Winnipeg. She also plays a vital role with the Jewish Foundation of Manitoba, Rhythmic Gymnastics Manitoba, and is the founder of U Multicultural, a nonprofit organization uniting more than 17 ethnic communities from across Canada.
Being an immigrant, I would like to share my experience with the diverse community, help them to share their messages with the wider community, and be proud by their diverse background.
Congratulations, Taya. Our final award of the evening is the Manitoba Real Estate Association Shelter Foundation Award. Haley Hickey is being recognized for her volunteer work with One Just City and their Just a Warm Sleep program, an emergency overnight warming shelter which runs during the coldest winter months. She was vital to the creation of the shelter and spent many early mornings and late nights ensuring sleepers are being greeted by a friendly and familiar face. Without Just a Warm Sleep, well over 100 people would have been in unsafe, cold, and precarious situations at night.
We are so happy to give this award to Haley in recognition of her community service and thank Tessa Whitecloud, the Executive Director of One Just City, for accepting it on behalf of Haley. Thank you, and we are so proud of the work that you both do.
Well, just like you guys, we really believe that everybody deserves a safe place to be, and Haley has been instrumental in making that possible through Just a Warm Sleep. We're Winnipeg's only no barrier overnight space, so this means people can access us with a pet, with a shopping cart, with their spouse, or if they've been using substances, so long as they can be respectful, safe, and kind. And Haley's contribution and all the volunteers who make Just a Warm Sleep possible and our 3 other daytime programs possible are so essential to us. And so thank you so much for honoring Haley today. She more than deserves it. She coordinates over 45 volunteers for us, and our other sites are bustling with volunteers because it's really them that make our impact possible.
Congratulations, Haley. We would now like to welcome Jackie Hunt, Executive Director of Volunteer Manitoba.
And now we come to the end of an incredible evening of celebration. Thank you for joining us in recognizing the generosity of Manitoba's volunteer community. The best part of this community is its diversity. Everyone from every walk of life, regardless of age, skin color, sexual orientation, faith, or socioeconomic status, everyone can volunteer to help serve others and make their lives better. Thanks to the beautiful montages we've seen, we know that tonight's recipients are incredible examples of how people are making their communities better and stronger. I often like to say when things go wrong that there's a bless in the mess. And though the pandemic forced us to cancel our in-person celebration, it's also given us a new way to celebrate this year's recipients and to share their stories with all of you. So instead of hundreds of people joining us for dinner in Winnipeg, tonight we showcased our recipients in their own communities and heard their stories directly from them. And thanks to technology, more Manitobans than ever before have joined us in celebration of these amazing individuals and groups. I want to send a special thank you to everyone who made tonight possible, our sponsors, event producers and film crew, the team at Volunteer Manitoba, and most especially tonight's recipients. Tonight we celebrate not just this year's recipients, but every nominee and volunteer who takes their time out of their day to help others without asking for anything in return. We see you, and we celebrate you today and every day. One of my favorite quotes comes from Gandhi: "The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others." Before we leave you tonight, here are some final thoughts from tonight's recipients on volunteering and being of service to others. Thank you and good night.
If I knew someone who had never volunteered, I would tell them to just get involved. They don't have to do a lot. They can start off small, but the rewards that they'll gain from it far exceed the amount of work that they're putting into it.
Volunteering is really fun. You can meet other people and meet other volunteers and hear their ideas, and then share your ideas with them.
My advice is to think about what you love and then look for ways to do more of that with other people in ways that might be helpful.
Get involved and they'll feel good about it.
Try it, you'll like it.
I know some people like that, and I've liked to take them by the hand and take them a few times, and I think after that, they'd be hooked.
Here's something that needs to be done. How do you think you could help us to do it?
There are so many nonprofits that even your 1 hour will give them the world.
If you find the right group and you find the right organization that truly engages you and really taps into what you want to give back and the skill sets that you bring to the table, it's not even volunteering. To me, it's just a part of your life.
If you want to see actual change happen, get into volunteering. Yeah.
Your community can't progress if you don't have volunteers. You can't pay everybody to do everything.
Volunteering in media helps to obtain new skills and try yourself in different roles, in front and behind the camera, and it's exciting.
Find a cause that is special and important to you, that has meaning to you, and I promise you that if you commit to volunteering on the right thing, your life will be enriched, absolutely.
It's a practical thing to do because any employee or any school that one might be applying to get into is going to look for the extra special things that young people have done to make their community better.
I would tell them to do it because in the end it makes you feel really good, and I think anyone will enjoy it.
Become involved with something or sit in on a meeting of something. You don't have to speak in that first meeting, you can just listen. And I think that's the main thing, is just listen to what those youth leaders are saying and then craft your own voice from that.
I would just say think about what really excites you in your day and where in the community can you make a difference.
Something needs to change or something needs to happen, but nobody knows exactly what to do or how to come about it. But when there's a community of people who are all trying to accomplish the same goal, and not necessarily to get paid or to get something out of it, then it can work a lot better.
Everybody has a wish list or something that they would like to see that doesn't exist in their surrounding, or something they'd like to improve. And so I would then build on that and say, you know, by volunteering a few hours, you can make a change.
I always tell them the experience that you get from volunteering is unexplainable. Because that's truly how it is, and our hearts are just filled back up again, you know.
It's a whole new experience. It's a feeling of it's free. I mean, it's freedom. You're not getting paid, so you're obviously working for free, but it's also freedom. It's the freedom to work as much as you like, to do things you've always wanted to do.
It's a very positive experience. You're helping people, you're helping yourself. It's rewarding. People are very, very appreciative and friendly, and it's really a wonderful experience.
The joy you see in the faces of people who say thank you for helping out or for volunteering says more than anything.
Simply take the risk, get out and do it.
Get involved
and help the community.
Help the community and get that good feeling in the heart of being a volunteer.
It makes you feel good and it makes other people feel good, so there is really no reason not to do it.
So we need volunteers. So pull up your sleeves and jump in.